quiet garden, where roses bloomed and ivy clung to stone walls, a single willow tree stood by a peaceful pond. The other plants in the garden were beautiful, each in their own way. But the willow, it was often overlooked, its drooping branches seen as signs of sadness or surrender. People came to the garden to enjoy the beauty of blooming flowers, or the sturdy oak near the entrance. Yet, near the willow, only the frogs and the wind seemed to linger. One day, whispers filled the air. A storm was coming. The garden caretakers were worried, especially about a grand oak near the entrance. They fastened it with ropes, sure that they had done their best to protect it. No one thought of the willow. It was, after all, just a tree that bowed. When the storm arrived, it was fierce. Rain-lashed winds howled, and everyone stayed indoors hoping for the best. The next morning, the garden was a sight to behold. The grand oak, despite all efforts to secure it, had fallen, its once majestic branches scattered about like lost memories. But the willow, there it stood. It had bent under the weight of the storm, its branches almost kissing the water of the pond it stood by. Yet it was unbroken, just as serene as before, almost as if it had absorbed the storm and had grown wiser because of it. People began to visit the willow. They sat under its branches, some in quiet reflection, others in gentle conversation. It was as if the tree, having weathered the storm, had something to say. Not in words, but in presence. What was the willow's secret? It was as if the willow tree whispered, "Sometimes, my friend, to bend is not to break. To yield is not to surrender, but to find a new way to stand." You see, in life, challenges and storms will come our way. Like the willow, we must learn to adapt and bend, rather than resist and break. Sometimes, it is in our vulnerability and flexibility that we find our strength. We can choose to bend, to grow, and to find new ways to stand. This is The Parabolist. Thanks for tuning in, and blessings, always.